You push forward through a tunnel barely wider than your body as cold rainwater squeezes through the soil and presses against every ring of your skin. There is no clear picture of the world down here. No horizon, no sky, no sharp edges. There is pressure. There is wetness. There are chemicals dissolved in the mud, faint tastes of roots, leaves, microbes, and the bodies of other creatures. The tunnel walls rub against you as your muscles shorten and lengthen, gripping with tiny bristles, pulling your soft body through the dark. This place is usually safety. The lawn above may look still, but beneath it is a maze of narrow passages, pockets of air, roots, sand grains, clay, and decaying leaves. You have moved through it for food, for shelter, for moisture. Your skin has stayed damp here, and that dampness is not just comfort. It is breath. You have no lungs. Oxygen must pass through the wet surface of your body and into the tiny blood vessels beneath. A thin layer of mucus helps keep that surface moist enough for gas exchange. If your skin dries, breath slows. If it dries too much, breath stops. But now the rain keeps coming. Drop after drop strikes the lawn overhead, and the force travels down as tremors. Water slips between soil particles. It fills spaces that once held air. The walls soften. A ceiling slumps behind you, sealing a branch of the burrow. Ahead, the tunnel floor becomes a ribbon of mud. This is where the old story gets it wrong. You are not simply being flushed out because water touches you. Many earthworms can survive underwater for hours, even days, if that water contains enough dissolved oxygen. Water itself is not the instant enemy. The problem is what water changes. In saturated soil, the air spaces shrink. Oxygen can become harder to reach, especially where microbes are feeding and using it up. A burrow that once carried moisture and air can become a closed, heavy tube. The same wetness that keeps your breathing skin alive begins to turn breathing into a countdown. You pause, half buried in the collapsing passage. A deep vibration rolls through the ground. It is not rain. It is heavier. Directed, a pressure wave moving through soil. Somewhere nearby, another tunnel opens, but it is not yours. The underground is not an empty refuge. It has hunters built for darkness. A mole does not need sunlight to find you. It moves through its own runways, through worm-rich soil, reading the earth with touch, scent, and vibration. To a mole, rain-softened ground is not shelter. It is a feeding field. The tremor comes again. You contract, anchor, stretch. Your front end searches through the mud. Behind you, water pools. Ahead, the soil loosens, toward a faint change in pressure, a cooler breath from above. The surface is dangerous. It is open. It belongs to beaks, feet, heat, and light. But tonight, rain has changed the rules. Wet grass and soaked soil can hold your moisture long enough for you to cross places that would kill you dry. The world above, usually a desert to your skin, has briefly become passable. The tunnel tightens around you. The mole's vibration returns. Closer now. You push upward. Wet soil parts. A blade of grass bends against your body. And for the first time since the storm began, the dark breaks open. You slide onto the soaked grass, and the world becomes enormous against your skin. Each blade is a wall. Each drop of rain is a cold weight that dents your body and rolls away. The ground is no longer wrapped around you. Nothing presses safely from all sides. There is open air above, a thin film of water beneath, and your whole body exposed between them. You move by shortening and lengthening yourself, gripping the wet surface with tiny setae, pulling forward a little at a time. The rain keeps your skin shining. Oxygen can still pass through the mucus and moisture into your blood. For the moment, you can breathe. For the moment. A tremor lands through the lawn, sharp and separate from rainfall. Then another. Not the heavy underground push of a mole. This is impact from above. 2 feet. Pause. 2 feet again. The grass parts somewhere ahead. You cannot see a robin the way a human would. You do not form a picture of red breast, yellow beak, black eye. but the surface tells you enough. Weight, rhythm, air movement, sudden shadow, a quick change in light against cells near your front end that can sense brightness even without eyes. You freeze. To the robin, the lawn is readable in a different way. Rain has brought motion close to the surface. A soft line bending across dark soil, a glisten against green. Robins eat fruit and insects and many other things, but after rain, worms become easy targets. The bird tilts its head, not listening for your thoughts, but adjusting its view, catching small movements against the ground. Your body has no shell, no claws, no hard armor to turn a beak. The strike comes like a falling branch. You contract just as the beak stabs into the mud beside you. Wet soil bursts against your skin. You twist, grip, pull. The beak snaps again and catches the very end of you, squeezing soft tissue. You stretch forward with everything your muscles can do, steady scraping for purchase, and the slick rain gives you one mercy. You slip free. You do not know victory. You know pressure, damage, movement. You crawl under a mat of flattened grass and rotting leaves, where the surface is darker and harder to search from above. The robin steps nearby, stabbing once, twice, then moving on as another worm breaks across open lawn. Cover is not safety. It is only the next bargain. The rain weakens. The impacts slow. The water film beneath you thins. Air moves over your body with a faint pulling sensation, lifting moisture from your skin. The sky brightens through the clouds, and the light-sensitive cells near your front end warn you before heat fully arrives. Now the enemy has no claws, no snout, no beak. It is evaporation. On a dry surface, your skin can lose water faster than you can replace it. Without that wet layer, oxygen cannot pass properly into your body. Direct sun can heat pavement and bare soil. Ultraviolet light can damage exposed tissue. Worms left stranded after storms often do not die because the rain drowned them. They die because the rain stops. You reach the edge of a sidewalk. It is only a pale strip across the lawn, but to you it is a plain of danger. Smooth, exposed, already warming. The soil you need is on the other side, darker near a garden bed, rich with leaf fragments and roots. Between here and there lies open stone. You test it. The surface pulls at your moisture at once. You turn away. A crack runs along the sidewalk's edge where mud has collected. You press your front end into it. Too narrow. You contract, swell, push again. Grains scrape your skin. The crack gives slightly. Beneath it, the soil is still wet from the storm, still full of decaying plant matter, bacteria, fungi, the chemical traces of food. You force yourself downward. The world closes around you, first at your front end, then along each segment as you pull the rest of your body into the seam. Above, the air brightens. A robin calls from the lawn. The pavement warms behind you. Below, the soil holds. Here, you are not just escaping the surface. You are returning to the engine room of the yard. You will swallow bits of dead leaves and soil microorganisms. You will grind and process them inside your body. Later, your casts will leave nutrients in forms plants and microbes can use. Your burrowing will open channels where air and water can move, though every landscape responds in its own way, and not every earthworm belongs in every forest. For now, none of that is a grand purpose. It is simply the next damp passage, the next breath through skin, the next inch of dark soil closing gently over your back. The tunnel behind you is no longer the same tunnel you fled. Water still beads along the walls. Roots press through the ceiling like pale cables. Mud shifts around your body as you squeeze deeper, and every movement seals you farther from the open air. Above you, the lawn is brightening. Below you, the dark returns. But now, the dark is not simple safety. It is a living pressure system. It can hold air, then lose it. It can shelter you, then collapse. It can feed you, then deliver the vibration of a hunting mole through every grain. The rain did not turn one safe world into one dangerous world. It changed the balance between dangers. Too dry, and your skin fails you. Too flooded, and oxygen becomes harder to reach. Too deep, and a mole may find the tremor of your body. Too open, and a robin may see the glisten of your movement. Your life is measured in narrow conditions humans step across without noticing. A little shade, a little moisture, a little loosened soil, enough oxygen dissolved in water or held in tiny air spaces, enough darkness to protect the light-sensitive cells near your front end from warning you too late, enough time to cross before the sun turns a wet path into a killing surface. You push through a pocket of soaked leaf fragments. This is food, shelter, and structure all at once. Decaying plant matter softens against your mouth. Soil microorganisms cling to it. You take it in, not as a gardener, not as a symbol, but as a body doing what it must. The material passes through you, broken down and mixed, and what leaves you behind will become part of the soil again. A cast, a small deposit of processed earth and organic matter, a quiet change in the ground. Above, grass roots will grow through spaces made by bodies like yours. Water will follow old burrows. Air will move where compacted soil loosens. In a lawn or garden, this can make you seem like an engineer of the underground, though the truth is more complicated. In some forests, introduced earthworms can disturb old leaf layers that formed without them. Even a creature this small can belong beautifully in one place and unsettle another. You do not know any of that. You know the soil is wet enough. You know the light is fading behind you. You know the pressure around your body feels survivable again. Somewhere above, another worm lies stranded on pavement, caught in the wrong part of the storm's timing. Somewhere else, one finds a crack beneath a pile of leaves. A robin steps across the lawn, searching. A mole turns through its underground run. The rainwater drains, slowly reopening air spaces between soil grains. The first tunnel, the one that filled around you, was not just a death trap. It was a signal. One pressure in a shifting system. It forced a choice that was never simple. Stay below in waterlogged, hunted soil, or rise into a wet world that might let you move, feed, mate, or escape, if you could return before the surface turned hostile. The next time a worm appears on a sidewalk after rain, it is not just debris washed out of the ground. It is a skin-breathing animal inside a closing window. It is crossing between suffocation and sunlight. It is moving through a world where moisture is both rescue and risk. You pull your last exposed segment into the crack. The open air disappears. The robin's call dulls into vibration. The heat of the pavement fades behind a wall of damp soil. Your body lengthens once more into darkness. The tunnel closes over you, wet, narrow, and alive.